this? It's a Zoid! It's a Zoid! But it has no pilot. It is dormant. It has a pilot! It is wild! Wild Zoids! Wild! 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 It should just be a Zoid, but it's wild! God. Fuck. Ow. 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 Wild. So, what do I have here? Oh, sure, now it walks. It's a wild Zoid. Scorpear. Scorpear. Wait a minute. If I hate it so much, why do I have two? I mean, it should be wild. But it's pretty gay. Okay. Let's find out. You know what? I'll show you later why I have two. Okay, so back in the late 80s, I want to say, possibly early 90s, they had a line of Zoids, and what was unique about it this time is that they actually had little pilots, which were action figures. Usually they used to use tiny little Zoid pilots after coloring them in chrome. And how this line differed, this Panzer line, Panzer tier I believe it's called, they had these pilots. Here's a very stormtrooper looking guy. And from a different wave I had this one. I think it was like, I don't know, like a Velociraptor kind of weird thing, Diplodocus or something like that. And I put a Konata head on it from a Lucky Star because it looks better. Notice also she's not painted and was a model kit, whereas this was a bona fide action figure, I believe. I don't have the box, unfortunately, but I have plenty of images of the box. Now, this was released 3 times. First, it was released with a guy riding him. And then it was released again, I believe this was all red. And then they released this one, which I believe is the final version of it, where you have this guy, but it also came with model parts. It came with model parts to a woman who is like this pilot, except she is, supposedly, you know, what they look like standing up. It'd probably help if I assembled this first, huh? Yeah, you get the picture here. The chick's like this. Now, here's what's interesting. Her head. You can either have this shrouded head, which is supposed to look something like that, but looks nothing like that, or you can have a human head. As you can see, the human head goes there, or this head goes there. And what's interesting here is that only works because I made it work. Not being one to try and make pegs or anything like that so I can swap the heads out, I think they intended the buyer to just simply go with one head or the other. I don't work that way. If I wanted to have a mask on, I'm going to go do that. If I wanted to have a head on, I'm going to do that. How did I do that? Magnets. Neodymium magnets. You can get neodymium magnets really cheap on eBay. This one, I glued it inside the head. So, you know, well, as you can see, it totally sticks there and is perfectly cool. You know, you might be missing a little bit of neck there, but the effect is still there. And I had a little bit of complexity putting it on her head here because the magnet was so large, I had to really, really grind out the center on this. And then on top of that, it had actually pushed a plastic out on her neck, on the sides of her neck, and I had to slightly shave it down so it becomes closer and closer to the magnet. But at the same time, once it's painted, it will, you know, luckily not even be visible that there isn't even any indentation there. And the indentation will be sanded down. So yeah, it came with this pilot, just you know, which is kind of weird, because once again, that's something that Zoids kits had not done. You know, it might be more common now, but I mean, it is very weird that it even had that. I mean, you know, why? Why bother even? But they did, and here it is. So, yeah, I'm getting bored of this chick already. It's not a bad-looking chick. It's just that here you have this cartoony-looking goofball stormtrooper guy, and then you have like this serious-looking chick who is clearly significantly taller. I mean, come on now. Look at this. He's a little shrimpy dude. Man, what a giantess. You know, it just, you know, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. I believe this one was released by Wave. What's weird is, I mean, they're Tomy items, but they were released, I guess, with the funding of other people. Like, these ones came out under Wave. Another one came out under another one, and I believe the first one came out... It's weird. It's a weird, weird thing. Anyway, so what do I have here? I have Dontress. Unlike that horrible wild Zoids I was just showing, this one has a knob on it I can actually access. Did you see how much trouble I was having on that other one? I mean, my hands might be adult hands, but I don't even think a child could do that easy. Look at this. Look at all the winds this one takes. And that fucker's going places. You get the idea. You get the idea. The wind-up devices in these are way better than the awful thing that's in this. And am I going crazy? Is it really that hard to wind this? Look at this little tiny bolt here compared to this big-ass freaking gear winder thing. I mean, I hate that it sticks out so obviously, but at the same time, it serves a function. And it's probably better than trying to put batteries in it, I suppose. Oops, his leg popped off. Snaps right back on quite easily. You can't even glue those in because that's a non-moving part anyway. Yeah, I mean, this... Holy shit. I mean, I'm hurting. Look at that. Look at my fucking poor fingers. Oh, and it's smooth. It's not even ridged. Ooh. Oh, God. They just need to piss off. Anyway. So, yeah. You have the pilot. He sits on here. And he holds on here. And he bang his gun in the air like he don't care. And he can also take his gun off and slide it on the back seat, which is rather cool in my opinion. Somewhere, right there. See, he can store his gun right on the back. And this is not complete, unfortunately. Oh. As I speak. It's not complete. I should just glue those on. There really is no point in not having them glued. What's missing from this, and usually these things are very, very, very expensive, but I got really damn lucky. The only thing it's missing is the control panel dial in here, and also there's a little, what is it, trapezoid? I don't know. There is a tiny little piece of glass that's supposed to go here. And I don't have those, but I can construct them, and that's what the point of this video is. That's how I'm going to restore this. Geez, let me see this. Just show you this real quick. Okay. That thing, even though that's really an eyesore, this big block here, the wings do open, and they actually do rotate, which is kind of neat. So yeah, that's something. And they also pop off like all retarded. But, you know, the normal person usually won't have that open. They will probably have it in the closed mode anyway, which just you know what? That's what happens when my legs fall asleep. I start getting like nervous and things start breaking. Anyway, it's almost always going to look like this. I did have the piece that fits into his control panel. I totally lost it, and I don't really mind that I lost it because I probably was not going to use it anyway. I'll show you what I am going to use. I'm going to use Lego. Yep, I'm going to use Lego. First, I'm going to use this trans bright green 1x1 disc, and I'm going to put it on this 1x1 plate. And at first, it doesn't fit, but I can make that fit. In the pictures I've seen, as you can see the one I ripped offline here, it does kind of, the original piece does kind of recess a bit in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this bottom ridge here. And what that will do is it will give me access to the center of this hard part here, this flat part, and that will, when I drill a hole into it, help me make a peg to fit, or help me make a hole to fit on that peg. And here's why I'm really happy about this. Yeah, a little flashing there. What's nice about using this Lego part that's flat is here's the decals, and here is the original decal for the instrument panel. What was stupid was the instrument panel that it came with had resin rivets and resin dials in it, meaning that when you put the water slide decal on it, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? The water slide decal is going to have a whole bunch of impressions in it and probably pop off and crack at some point. But on a flat surface like this Lego piece, everything will be fine. Not only that, the color that this originally was dark, kind of an icky amber color. You might even say yellow. And I don't like that. That's a hideous color. And what's cool is the dial is green. This happens to be Lego's bright green color, and that jives with all the other green accents here, which I might or might not put on, I don't know. 2004 Tomy Kao Yokoyama. Anyway, and as for the piece that is supposed to be in here, I'm going to be cutting this down. This is also a trans bright green piece from Lego, apparently a back wing, and that should be able to fit actually. Let me test here. Oh, sweet tits. It actually fits in without even sanding it down. That is almost a perfect width. Oh my god, how about that? Lucky me. Anyway, now the work begins. But first off, why do I have those shitty wild Zoids? Well, here's the wild Zoid. Can you see what I might want off this? Yes, that's right. The neon green bolts. Here you have the bolts that normally come with a Zoid. They look to be very close in thickness. Huh, I always thought they were bigger. And they have the same height, and they have, I believe, the same hole on the back. The only difference is this one looks rough and really obvious and sticky-outy, and has grooves on it, which are kind of pointless. And this, as you can see, would look cooler on this. I mean, it's a praying mantis, man. Come on. Why be gray? So, yeah. At first, I thought I could get the Spider Wild Zoid because all the promotional images showed it with neon green bolts. But unfortunately, when I saw people actually getting it in the mail, and thankfully I didn't order it, the bolts are actually a different color. They're much darker and a different color. And I was like, oh shit, well, I dodged a bullet on that one. But then I saw that Scorpear here, which is rather one of the cheaper ones, had these green bolts. And as a little aside, you're supposed to get 10 of these bolts in here, even though only 8 are used. They shortchanged me on 1 bolt. But I still have enough. Let's see if they fucked me on this one too. Do I know what I'll do with these extra Wild Zoid parts? No idea. I'll probably use them in a custom or something. Man, I'll just put that there. Okay, let's count the parts. Okay, this one has all the green bolts. Okay, so I got 10 in here, and I got 9 with that, and I need about, oh, what was it, 16 for this? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I need 16 for this. So that's a good thing. And, you know, let me just go into the wild Zoids for a bit. Unlike some of the other Zoids I've gotten in the past, these parts, while model parts, are actually already separated and already clean and ready for use, which makes these very fast builds. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. They never did that before, at least not that I've seen anyway. It's been a while since I bought a proper Zoid. Yeah, so someone who doesn't, who's not in the hobby of making models can quickly and easily put this together if they follow the instructions. So yeah, not too bad. Literature, Scorpear. They come from a land down under. Yeah, pretty basic stuff. Giant instructions, oh my god. Way giant. Yeah. I've seen some of the other ones online, some of the other wild Zoids, and they do look kind of impressive, but at the same time they also look kind of shitty too. And I mean, this one is a testament to that. It looks cool a little bit, but in function it's pretty shitty. Yeah, that's weird. I can't believe that the wind-up unit on it is that shitty. That's so odd. Yeah, it really is that tiny. That's fucking crazy. Oh, okay. I see what you're supposed to do. Here's why I had a problem. See this gun on his ass? His anus gun? You're supposed to take off the anus gun and stick it into the wind-up like a key. Oh, that's weird. And dumb. You know, I kind of respect that, though. Because, like I said, on the vintage Zoid, like that Dontress there, you have a big, massive, sticky, outy wind-up key. And here you can just stick a wind-up gear. Here you can just stick something up its ass and... Boy, it still sucks. Oh, boy. That is not impressive at all. Okay, it still sucks balls. Okay, that's not a bad idea. I like that concept. And it you know, it still doesn't have as strong a motor as that does. Yeah, that's pretty shitty. I mean, I had a Zoid from like the 70s or 80s. It was like a spidery looking-ish one with maybe 8 legs. I don't know, maybe 6, or I don't know. But it had the ability to walk pretty decently. This does not. This looks like shit. And, yeah. Oh my god. Rolling everywhere. Yeah, the wild Zoids come with these, unlike the water slides that came with Dontress, this comes with stickers. And here you have one that says Freedom. Here's one that says Penne, because apparently they like pasta. I have no idea. And you get a white beast head, pink beast head, a Freedom beast head, and 2 regular beast heads. Yeah, I'm never using them. You also get a little set of very silvery looking blue eyes, which are kind of cool. They actually don't look too bad. Yeah, they're cute. I dig it. You get the little rider that's made of clear plastic and has hardly any detailed definition to him at all. And you get this itsy bitsy motor, very small, way too small in my opinion. Yeah, certainly not strong. But this is why we're here. We're here for the bolts. I noticed these newer bolts have a tighter fit than these ones, because these ones I think are more squishy. These ones are more rigid. Definitely, I'd say. Perhaps not as thick, but more rigid. Okay. Oh god, there's still more. I like that a lot better than those gray ones, honest to God. Yeah, and the nice thing is they will go good with the color of neon green also here as well. I mean, I like the white aesthetic quite a bit. It's pretty cool. I mean, I can deal with that actually, but it needed green. It just did. It did. And green it shall have. Nice little posable guys, actually. That blade's looking kind of gnarly. Nice new disc. Not having an original piece, I kind of have to wing it. And yeah, I'll have to just do it by eye, believe it or not. Boy, it's so much cleaner when you do it fast. It's a little bit off, but it's not terrible. I'll have to fix it up with this little puppy. Okay. One thing I've been doing is I've been laying these emery boards down, and I've been slowly scraping it across, and I think I've gotten about as good as I am going to get. The rest I can practically buff by my fingernail. But, yeah, I'm not exactly one of those modelers that can do everything mathematically. You know, I mean, you see people who have just incredible math going on in their head, and that's not me. I just go by eye, and I pretty much know when to give up because I'm starting to fuck up. It needs just a little smoothing around the edges, but I'll wait until I have a finer grit thing to do that with. But yeah, I mean, I don't have an original piece to go by, but I'm thinking that's actually pretty accurate. Which one does it go into? Does it go in the other or the other? I don't remember. I think this one goes in the front, and the other one goes in the back. Pretty sure. Boop. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. It's kind of a weird thing. What would that even be? I mean, it's not a viewfinder, because why would you have a viewfinder where your ass sits? That's just kind of awkward. Why have a heads-up display there? Very weird. But yeah, it's not the same size. I can tell that much by eye, but it's not bad. I mean, and you know, so what? It has a personal touch. I didn't have the part, had to go by eye. I mean, if I want to make it closer, I think I could make it actually a little bit lower, but I just don't feel like it. It looks fine how it is. Now for this part. Let's see, I gotta be really careful with this one. What's the best way to do this? Well, for one thing, put it on a piece that I don't care about. Boop. See, I only want to get rid of that bottom rim. I have totally forgot what I was saying because my phone started ringing, and that's not good for me. Okay, I've cut off most of the disc here. There's just a little bit left on it, actually. I want to cut down a little bit more. Cutting off the excess, much as you would cut a dome off of a like a model part. And now it's all jagged. That's weird. It's pretty much where I want it, actually. It's not too bad. I mean, it looks like shit there, but... See, the thing is, I'm not trying to cut off the whole ridge right there. And even though it looks rough as shit, the point is, it's not going to be seen because it's going to be recessed inside there anyway. So you're not even seeing this part. You're only seeing what the disc here will be, you know, attached to, which is hardly anything. Oh my god, what is it with phones today? I should really disconnect my phone when I start doing videos. People just keep calling. I've never liked phones. They're usually the purveyors of bad news. Or people who keep you on an hour. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. A little rough on the edges, but not terrible. Now I just got to get it out of this other brick. Now that I've gotten rid of all the ridges. There we go. Okay, so I got a nice thin piece here. That goes in there. And let's see. And that's just about where I want it, too. I just need to drill a little hole in the center, and it should be fine. And I don't really... I mean, I see on the old images of other people's online that it is a bit recessed. I don't mind if mine's more sticky outy, just by a little bit, because it doesn't really change anything. Let's see. Oh, I gotta put a new bit in. And remember, when you're cutting stuff like this and you're drilling stuff like this, you know, plastics, it's always good to wear that face mask. Yeah, like I ever do that. I'm gonna die of cancer. Anyway, wow. Thank God that did not hit my dick. It was damn close. Seriously, that thing almost did hit my exposed dick. Because I hate pants. Let's see. Ah! Again, I am not a creature of mathematical process, so I am again going by eye. Let's see. Need a little bit wider. You know what? I do not feel like severing my fingers today. And if I do fuck up and I make the hole too big, a little rim of super glue will not hurt. Always remember the rim job. That looks very decent. Let's see if it is. So close. So very close that is. I felt that would happen eventually. That was funny. Let's see. Almost. See, I also don't want to force it with my thumbs because, you know, I mean, I am thinning it. Who knows? It could even crack. So I just have to be careful. Okay, instead of going in a circular motion, I think I'll just go from a side to the side motion. That does not look bad. Oh, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Oh, God, yeah, that's fucking sweet. Maybe too sweet, shit. Come back off now, bitch. There we go. Boop. Let's see. It's not a perfect circle. Okay, there, now it's centered. Right. Just a little bit to that side. Oh, yeah, perfect. Boop. Ah, yeah. Sweet mother's tits. That's perfect. That's exactly how I want it. Yeah, it's flush with the top part. I like that. Okay, cool. So I've put it on a new thing that I quickly whipped out, and I've given it a new dial. And yeah, all I have to do really now is, if I choose to, put on that circular instrumentation decal on there whenever I feel like it. The hard part's done now. And also assemble the poor chick who with the magnetic head. Boop. But yeah, it's pretty much complete. It's done now. Hot damn. I dig it. I dig it a lot. I could smooth out these edges a little bit better, of course, but you know, the hard part, again, is done. And I've given it the new green, oh god. And I probably will reinforce those, actually. I'll give it the fuck was I saying? I already gave it the new bolts, so that's cool. Let's put Mr. Ryder on here. Oh, Jesus. A part of me does almost want to paint the white neon green or something, but again, it looks really pretty with the white, too. You know, that doesn't look right, does it? Looks like he's fucking it in the fucking back. That's some good carapace. Let's see. What's the correct way to have him on there? Seriously, though, I mean, this doesn't make sense. I mean, you got a peg here, and you got a peg here, and it looks, to a normal person, like that's where his foot's supposed to go. But then he's, like, straddling it, all weird. I cannot get it to fit the way it looks like it should fit. It's almost like, oh my god, it's almost like it's designed for a figure that was much more posable. And also, I mean, here's the thing with me. Look at this poor guy. I don't know what's going on. What the fuck? What the fuck? No, but I mean, the thing with me is, I always look at stuff like this and I go, okay, what's wrong with it if it were real? Well, for one thing, look at his hand. Here you have a moving part. Yeah, that would be great. Oh, look, here's another moving part, smashing his kneecaps over and over. God forbid it hit something heavy, right? And if you want to have him sit on this in a sane manner, well, he's got to be like this. He's getting his fucking upper calf, or whatever the fuck, eaten by gears. He's getting his foot crunched into that moving part. I mean, this is just insane. Like, seriously, this guy needs to be, A, more posable. Even though he's posed very funny. Anyway, he needs to be more posable, and he needs to be smaller. Almost, well, not perhaps that small, but definitely smaller. I mean, there's too many moving parts around here. This is a very dangerous motherfucker to ride in that scale. Oh, God. Yeah. Anyway, this is pretty much done. There are some things I am thinking of doing to it. Because I can never just leave well enough alone, can I? Looking at this, his head. I mean, this is a praying mantis after all. I see me doing something to the head here. Like, there's just enough room in there I can probably cut out a piece of clear toy packaging, you know, from like, you know, just normal shit laying around. And then I can glue two, like, here, this is what I mean. Wild! No, I gotta stop that. I can put, like, where this peg here is, I can have a piece of clear plastic going like this, then coming out here and folding. And at that point, I can have two fiber optic cables coming off to give them antlers. Because, you know, I mean, antlers. You know, praying mantises, manti? They do, in fact, have, you know, doingers. They have antennas. And I think it would really drive this motherfucker home if I put that on there. Yeah, that's really fucking tempting, actually. Oh, God. I have to now. And when I say I have to now, I mean I have to now. Oh shit, poor Barbie. She can't breathe in there. There we go. Now she has air. Shut up. It was only $1. Okay, I've got me a small piece of rigid clear plastic. That's pretty strong, actually. Good, that's exactly what I need. Okay. Here we have fiber optic cable. Because, you know, who the fuck doesn't have fiber optic cable just sitting around? I mean, I can't be the only one, right? Anyway. Let's see, how long do I want to make these? Yeah, that looks sexy. That's about right. Okay, so I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna bend it right there. And now that I got it cut off that, okay, that's good. And then I just want to make it a little bit more flush on the end, so it slides into whatever hole I make perfectly. Because, you know, I'm not even going to go there. It's too easy. Nothing like a nice new blade to cut through things. Okay, so really all I have to do here is, oh my god, all I have to do is take this piece of plastic here. Hey look, he just got laid. Some of you will get that. Anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here. What I mean is here. And instead of cutting right there to score it, I'm just going to put my fingernail right there. Make a mark, slightly bend it. Okay, that'll tell me where to cut it off. Okay, I'm going to cut this down and I'll come back to it. And I'll make it more in that shape. One thing you want to make sure you do is give it, like if you're ever doing something like this, you want to give it enough length beyond the hole, because if you make it too close to the hole and some kid gets a hold of it or something like that, it's like, it'll just rip right out the side, you know. So I'm giving it more than enough hole. No, I'm giving it more than enough clearance on any side, so it should be pretty sturdy. I just gotta cut it down to fit. Okay, I got it cut out, and instead of getting a drill bit out again, I'm just gonna stab my finger. Just a little bit more. That might be too much. Nope, that's perfect actually. Hooray! Let's see. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I have it perfectly set in there. Now I just gotta make, you know, actually, yeah, I just have to fold that part down a little bit and then stick well, make 2 little holes. And I'll have to be careful with that part. But I have to make 2 little holes to fit these into. But it should be enough clearance. And a nice thing too is, again, speaking of clearance, there's still a little bit of space here, so I can actually set these further in if I wished to. Not by much, but I think I'll have them just coming out to about here. It's almost like these 2 nodes here were intended for that. I wonder, possibly not. Maybe it's, you know, just where it would be snipped cybernetically. Anyway, I'm just talking out my ass now. But yeah, that's perfect. I just gotta make them go there now. Okay, so here's the completed head. It's I've very carefully used a new X-Acto blade to make tiny little holes. I screwed up the first time and I actually had to remake the piece. But they slipped right in, and then I super glued the top, super glued the bottom, let them dry, super glued the top, super glued the bottom, let them dry again. And now it's done. So let's put them on. Oh my god, that is fucking awesome. That's so cool. Oh man, I freaking love that. Look at that. They're so happy. They're like, that's majestic. So yeah, I'm really happy with what happened here. If I had got this new in the box, I would have been spending an arm and a leg. I think this was only like 20 bucks or something, which is just insane. If I had gotten in the box, this piece and the control panel piece would have been in a different color, and I would have just left it like that, and that would have sucked. And because it didn't come with those, I had to create them, and I created them in the color I wanted. At the same time, because I bought this, I came across the revelation that Zoids had come out with these wild Zoids, which had neon green bolts, which is awesome. So yeah, this came out incredible. And then on top of that, since I already went so far off model as it was, I was like, hey, why don't I just create antennas? Doing, doing, which I've always wanted to do to this model, even when I didn't have it. So it all worked out really well. And now, it's done. No, it's not done. Just, okay, one last thing. Boop. Boop. There. Now it's done. Now it's completely done. Done? No, wait. No, wait. The word is dumb. Now it's completely dumb. Well, if I haven't made your brain melt, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and toss me a buck. That'd be nice.